friendos, I'm Crazy Jason and welcome to my Wacky Emporium. So I'm going to do a review of the new Total Recall movie. That's right. Some of you may know I'm a fan of the original Total Recall, the 1990 version starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This remake stars Colin Farrell in the Schwarzenegger role. Colin Farrell, he just sort of seems lost. He seems to be walking, going through the motions in this film. He plays a character named Douglas Quaid / Hauser, for those of you who have not seen the 1990 original, which in itself was based on a Philip K. Dick short story. This remake focuses more on reimagining what the 1990 film was, more so than revisiting the short story. This remake, it's got a lot of great special effects, stunts, action sequences, but it doesn't really have a heart like the first one does. The first one, it had a lot of humor, action, and there was a weirdness about it. For those of you who have seen it, there was a singular weirdness about it. Paul Verhoeven, the director, who directed Starship Troopers, and he's kind of a bizarre director. He puts his own stamp on it. Total Recall was a very visionary film, and as far as special effects were concerned for 1990, they were fantastic. They don't hold up so much today. This new remake just has no heart. It's pretty much dead on arrival. However, it's very well constructed as far as the production design. Beautiful looking cityscape, flying cars just like I wanted. But it's kind of hard to enjoy action sequences when you're not invested in the characters. But let's talk about the story for a second. Colin Farrell plays Douglas Quaid, and he's basically a factory worker. And he's dissatisfied with his life. He feels like he should be more. He should be doing something important. And there's this place called Recall. And basically what they do is they implant memories into your brain that are indiscernible from real memories, so that you could have been a great athlete, like an Olympic gold-winning athlete. Or you could have been president at one time, president of the United States, whatever. Whatever your desire is, whatever memory you want, or maybe it's just a vacation that you took that you would never have enough money to do. They implant these memories. Well, he wants to be a secret agent. And of course it goes wrong, and suddenly he's on the run from the police. Now, I feel that the 1990 original, and I don't mean to make this so much a comparison review, but the original had a plot that you could follow. This one seemed a bit muddled. Also, the original really made you think about the nature of dreams versus reality and the fine line between the two and what memories are real and what aren't. This film does touch on that, but it seems to just kind of brush it aside in its, determination to get on to the next big action sequence. This new movie is so derivative of so many other science fiction movies. I'm going to start complaining here about things that I liked about the film. I liked the production design, but it's so derivative of Blade Runner, for instance. That's one film that I can say. There were a few shots that looked like they were lifted straight out of Blade Runner, and there's things that make you think about iRobot, and a lot of other films of the past 20 to 30 years that have that sort of dark future. That aside, the main problems I had with it, again, I just wasn't invested in the characters. And if you're not invested in the characters on the screen, you don't care. So you start thinking about other things. You start thinking about the problems in your life. Now, I did not pay $14 goddamn dollars to sit in a theater and think about my problems. Because I went to the RPX theater. It's something that Regal has. It has like leather seats and better sound. I figured, why not? An extra few bucks for a good experience. That's kind of how I rate movies on an emotional level. You know, if it gave me a good ride and it made me forget that I was in a theater for a couple hours, that's a really good film. Now, it had a lot of great actors. Jessica Biel plays Melina. Kate Beckinsale was probably the standout as Laurie Quaid, his wife. Now, in the original, that was played by Sharon Stone. Very sexy scenes she had in that movie. But her character was limited. I won't spoil the original for you. In this version, one thing they did right, I think, was make Laurie Quaid more of a character that goes on throughout the rest of the film. Bryan Cranston this time plays Cohagen. Then we have Bill Nighy as Matthias. And nothing special there. It's like they stripped all of the humor and quirkiness from the original. The bottom line, I would give this movie a C. And I would say better to pay $1.50 at Redbox for the Blu-ray. It's just so expensive to go to the theater these days. My God, $14 just for me. And that doesn't include a drink or anything. I don't want to go off on a theater rant here, folks, because after all, the theater is our church. And I will pay the tithes that are due. But this movie, I give it a C. It's middling. It's not pure shit, but it's not a good film either. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Crazy Jason. Be sure to subscribe and comment below. I'll see you next time in my wacky emporium, baby.